What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Got some really cool news for you guys here in this video. Stimulus checks. A lot of people have been asking about them here in the comments. I have several of them that you might not be aware about that you might be able to get. I have several major states here that are sending out stimulus checks or stimulus-like checks, and how you can get them, or you might be eligible for them, and you need to know about this details here. Also, we're going to go over the Trump stimulus checks, Trump tariff rebate checks, the newest details on these and how they could be $2,400. And I'll give you the details of all of that here in this video. So let's jump right in because we are live right now here on the YouTube It's Jimmy Show. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Type yes in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. You can let me know your city, state, or even your country, as we have people tuning in here from all around the globe. Don't forget to hit that like button for me here. It really helps out the channel. And if you haven't yet, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future videos. I will keep you up to date and help me reach 500,000 subscribers. Completely free to subscribe. You guys are amazing. All right, so I've had a lot of people asking about stimulus checks, stimulus type checks, and here's probably why. New details have come out that a third of Americans lack an emergency savings fund at all, completely. 1/3 of Americans have no emergency savings fund, and 29% of Americans could not afford an unexpected expense over $400, according to a new survey from retirement planner provider Empower. The survey also found that the median emergency savings for Americans is only $500, which, as you guys know, does not go very far nowadays. You can't even fix something on your car for that. That's not even a month's rent. You guys know that does not go that far nowadays. A majority of respondents to the survey, 63%, said the rising cost of living has made it more difficult to build and maintain emergency funds, while over half, 58%, described savings for emergencies as almost impossible in the current economic climate. In addition, half of all Americans, exactly 50%, said they were stressed about their current amount of emergency savings, and 42% said their savings wouldn't help if they lost their job, or not for long. An increased fear given the perceived sluggishness of the U.S. labor market, the continued rise of artificial intelligence, AI, and uncertainty introduced by the new tariffs announced this year by the Trump administration. So, if you're feeling this way, you're not alone. As you can see here from recent data, this is common. This is common, so don't worry, you're not alone. Let me know in the comments section if you think there should be more stimulus checks or more help to Americans. Let me know right now, yes or no, in the comments section. Do you think this is a good thing, or do you think that this could stoke more inflation? Let me know in the comment section right now. Next up, we got several states, and then also the Trump administration for the whole country, working on or sending out stimulus checks. Here is the first one. Americans to get $183 automatically in their bank accounts thanks to an October energy bill credits. Some small businesses will also see a fall boost on their bills. So, pretty good. This is just the first one. I have several of them here, so stick with me. Millions of Americans are set to pocket an extra boost this fall without lifting a finger. In October, households and small businesses will receive direct payments, cash payments, into their accounts as part of the latest energy bill relief. Americans will see up to $183 in automatic energy bill credits this year. This cash stems from a California program that kicks in twice a year, offering a welcome break as energy costs continue to be a strain for many. The benefit will show up automatically on Pacific Gas and Electric Company bills. Residential households will receive a credit of $58.23 this October, the same amount they received earlier in the spring. This is on top of a $67.03 in addition natural gas credit given annually to those with a gas account. For homes that have both electric and gas service from PG&E, the value adds up to $183.49 in 2025. Small businesses aren't left out. They'll see the same credits and they could get up to $116. This is for California. Hopefully we see more states like this. As you can see here, inflation refund checks coming to millions in New York. What to know? So you can see a picture of the New York governor with new inflation refund checks up to 8.2 million New Yorkers, checks to be mailed this fall. So let me see if I can zoom this in here. New York State will be mailing its first ever inflation refund checks in just days, with over 8 million residents set to receive up to $400. These one-time payments aim to offset sales tax burdens tied to inflation, and qualifying taxpayers don't need to apply to get them. The New York State Department of Taxation and Finance plans to begin mailing checks at the end of September, so very soon. The process will take several weeks, however. Mailings will not follow zip codes. You may receive your check before or after your neighbors. The tax department will not provide specific delivery timelines, and they don't have payment schedules. So watch your mailbox for these checks which are coming. New Yorkers qualify if they meet 3 key criteria based on your 2023 tax return. If you filed a Form IT-201, a New York State resident income tax return, reported income within the eligible range, and it did not get claimed as a dependent on someone else's return. If you qualify, the state will send your check automatically, no application needed. If you're single or married filing separately, you get $200. If you're $75,000 or less, $150 if you're up to $150,000. Married filing jointly gets $400 based on these limits shown on the screen. That's for New York. Next up, the state of New Mexico. This is a really big one. Is the first state to offer free universal child care. Will others follow suit? If you guys know, my kid's in school, so he doesn't have to do universal child care or anything like that. But child care is extremely expensive. And this stuff can cost thousands of dollars per month per child. So the state already has free child care available to families with incomes at or below 400% of the federal poverty level. But now, starting in November, the program will be available to all parents regardless of income. Quote, by investing in universal child care, we are giving families financial relief, supporting our economy, and ensuring that every child has the opportunity to grow and thrive, said Lujan Grisham, I think that's the governor of New York, said in a news release. And also, this frees up parents to go to work if they don't have to watch their kids all day. So you guys can let me know your thoughts on this. And should more states do this, let me know in the comment section. The Child Care Assistance Program funds go directly to child care providers, not the parents, said New York Early Child Education and Child Department Secretary. The average New Mexican family in the state of New Mexico will save an average of $12,000 annually through the program, according to the news release. As I said, it's very expensive. So hopefully we'll see more states do this. It's a really cool program. Also, I got a breaking news story here. That Disney says that Jimmy Kimmel Live will return to ABC on Tuesday, and that they plan to bring Jimmy Kimmel's Live show back on air, the company said in a statement. The network had pulled the show off air after the comments he made about Charlie Kirk and President Donald Trump. The late night host will address the matter during his show set to be taped on Tuesday, according to a person familiar with the matter. Wow. So let me know your thoughts on that here in the comment section. I know a lot of people are literally on one side or the other. Free speech versus, oh, he shouldn't have said that stuff. And you guys can let me know your thoughts here in the comment section. Next up, stimulus update. $2,400 payments could be headed your way from the Trump administration. That's right. A new proposal would revive stimulus checks in an effort to put more money in the hands of Americans. U.S. Senator Republican Josh Hawley from Missouri introduced the American Worker Rebate Act. The bill proposes sending rebate checks funded through revenue created by President Trump's tariff policy tariff rebate checks, basically. Saying, quote, Americans deserve a tax rebate after 4 years of Biden's policies that have devastated families, savings, and livelihoods. This is what Josh Hawley is saying. Like President Trump proposed, my legislation would allow hardworking Americans to benefit from the wealth that the Trump tariffs are returning to this country. Do you think that they should use the tariff money to give tariff rebate checks back to Americans? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, yes or no. Similar to stimulus payments made during the pandemic, these checks would provide funding to families with caps based on income. Under Hawley's plan, all qualifying adults and their dependent child would be eligible for a rebate check of at least $600, meaning a family of four could get as much as $2,400. $2,400. Income limitations would apply to the payments, meaning that if you make over $150,000, that you might start to get a reduced check. Larger credits could be paid in the future if tariff revenues exceed current projections, says Josh Hawley, U.S. Republican Senator. The U.S. now has near record monthly tariff revenues, bringing in some $30 billion per month. Some projections, Josh Hawley says, show the U.S. could see more than $150 billion in tariff revenues for this year alone. Yeah, that's a lot. Stimulus payment proposals are not unprecedented. Trump indicated he would consider rebate checks to U.S. taxpayers generated by tariffs on imports, aka these tariffs that are currently going on right now, and largely have, a lot of retailers have admitted they have had to raise prices because of these. The president has not endorsed a particular amount yet, but earlier proposed centered on government cuts proposed stimulus payments of as much as $5,000 per household. This was the Doge stimulus checks as well. Those are still on the table, and the money from the Doge cuts is still there sitting as well. In fact, when we look at the Doge Department of Government Efficiency website, they have saved over $200 billion and an amount saved per taxpayer of almost $1,300 per person just through Doge that could be redistributed back to taxpayers. This is not even including the tariff money in addition. So they have this money from the Doge savings, basically, that they say they cut out fraud, waste, and abuse, a combination of asset sales, contract lease cancellation and negotiations, grant cancellations, interest savings, programmatic changes, regulatory savings, and workforce reductions have come to over $206 billion and almost $1,300 per person of taxpayer savings. So we have this in addition to the tariff money, which is could be $150 billion this year alone. Americans received 3 stimulus checks during the pandemic. well, I think it might go over the details here. The first round was paid in April 2020 and included up to $1,200 per eligible adult and $500 per child. That was from President Donald Trump's first term. The second round, paid in December 2020, was $600 per person. That was from President Donald Trump as well. And the third, in March 2021, was $1,400 per individual, and that was from President Biden, his stimulus check from the IRA Inflation Reduction Check. So as you can see, 3 stimulus checks have already gone out. That also doesn't include all the different state stimulus checks that have gone out. That doesn't include things like the Paycheck Protection Program that went out. We also have all the unemployment money that went out. We also have Trump's stimulus executive order that went out to millions of Americans. That was in addition. And then we also had things like the Biden administration, which approved a total of $188.8 billion in student loan forgiveness for 5.3 million borrowers during President Biden's 4 years of office. We also had things like where mortgage payments were paused for a time period, student loan payments were paused, and interest were paused for a time period. We had a lot. We had SNAP increases for a time period. We actually had a lot of different stimulus type things for a while. So I will keep you up to date here on all of this as we get new things coming forward from either tariff money, from DOGE dividend stimulus money, or from states going forward. So make sure to share this video with other people that need to hear this information and subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future videos. Now, the Medicare annual enrollment plan is coming up. And this means that everybody on Medicare has an opportunity to change their plan for 2026. And we know that there has been a lot of changes going on. So I will put a phone number on the screen here to call Chapter Medicare, who I highly recommend. They have helped so many of our viewers here. And I'll put a link down below in the pinned comment so you can check them out online if you prefer instead of calling them. As with these 2026 changes, you're definitely going to want to know about them and see if you're in the best plan and you're getting the best benefits, whether you're on Medicare or Medicare Advantage or Part D. So call Chapter to schedule an appointment now because they tend to get busy and you want to make sure that you're on the right plan, whether it's for you or a loved one, because you definitely don't want to be caught on the wrong plan coming up for 2026. Click here to see NATO introducing Article 4, which could lead to World War III, or click here to see a major Social Security payment announcement. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next